Hey third graders, I'm back with our next daily challenge form for today. This video is going to be super quick. It's just going to review more of the fraction comparing that we practiced last time. And I'm going to show you a cool new tool on the Bridges website to be able to draw your own fractions and compare them. So our learning targets for today are actually pretty similar to those of yesterday. I just want you guys to keep practicing comparing two fractions that have the same numerator or the top number, and practice comparing two fractions that have the same denominator or the bottom number. And my twist for this today is that I want you to start using those symbols like greater than, less than, and equal to compare. So we've done this before when we're comparing numbers, but now we're going to do it when we're also comparing fractions. So just as a reminder, I've thrown in the Number Rock song that I know a lot of you like. Remember that the hungry alligator eats the number that's greater. So if you're drawing your greater than, less than, or equal to and you're getting confused, just remember that little saying in your head. Okay, real quick, let's do a review on comparing our fractions with the added use of our symbols. So remember that when you're comparing fractions like these two here that have the same denominator or the bottom number, in this case they are both 8, we look at the numerator or the top number and we decide whichever one is bigger, that is the bigger fraction. So in this case, 7/8 is bigger than 5/8, so the hungry alligator eats the number that's greater. Okay, now if we're switching to when the numerator is the same, in this example, we have 3/8 and 3/6. They are both 3 pieces. Okay, but you have to think about the bigger the bottom number or the denominator is, the smaller the fraction is, because this means you're splitting it with more people. So here I'm splitting it with 8 friends, but here I'm only splitting it with 6. So as you can see, my piece out of 6 friends is bigger than my piece with 8 friends. So the hungry alligator eats the fraction that's greater. In this case, 3/6 is bigger than 3/8 because my denominator is smaller. I'm splitting with fewer people than I was before. Now, the last part I want to do for a little bit of practice is a super cool fractions tool that I found on the Bridges website, and I want to just practice thinking about creating and coloring our own fractions. So I have 4 that we're going to practice here. Hopefully, if this all works out okay. So the first set that I created 2 fractions that both have 4 pieces. So if we imagine these as pizzas, both of these pizzas are cut into 4. So that means my denominator is the same. Now I'm going to try coloring my pizzas. 1 piece here and 2 pieces here. Now this is obviously pretty easy for you friends probably to realize, but if I wanted to use a greater than, less than, or equal to sign, okay, these 2 pieces are greater than this 1 piece. So the hungry alligator eats the fraction that is greater. So in this case, I would want my greater than sign to look like this. I'm eating the bigger fraction. Okay, now if we look at these 2 pizzas, we'll notice that they're broken up totally different, right? This pizza has 5 pieces and this pizza has 10 pieces. So I can no longer just look at the top number. I'm hoping, right, that based on these fractions, I'm be able to figure it out based on what I already know about numerator and denominator, okay? So let's color 3 pieces of both shapes so that at least the numerator is the same. Okay, now just looking at it, would you rather have this amount of pizza or would you rather have this amount of pizza? Which one is going to be more? Well, if I know that the numerator is the same, then whichever one has a bigger denominator is smaller because I'm sharing with more people. Okay, so if I take a look here, I want to show that 3/5 is greater than 3/10. Okay, let's just do these 2 real quick here. Now, these are both broken into 4, so my denominator is the same. What if I have 2 of both? You might remember that this would show they're equal. And so for that, I could put an equal sign. right, our last one I've broken up so that my denominator or my bottom number is different. So let's try making the numerator or the top number the same. Let's do 3 of each. This is kind of like a challenge here, okay? 3 here is obviously not the same as 3 here. You can probably tell that 3/3 is greater than 3 ninths. So this one is broken into ninths. So if I take a look at my symbols, I'm looking for the hungry alligator to eat the fraction that's greater here. So this was just a little bit of practice on shading in your fractions. I know you can all do that. It's just hard for me to tell in a math form, but go ahead and take the time now to answer the rest of these fraction questions for your daily challenge today. And I can't wait to learn with you again soon.